Sorry about that, folks. For some reason my internet decided to reset on me. So I do apologize for that. But I'm back now. What I was getting at was the reason why we're doing all this, okay, is we're setting up for getting ourselves energy bees. So I'm going to take a moment and show you exactly what I mean, okay? So how do you get the energy queen itself? Well, if you look here, this is the crossbreeding chart that you're going to use. As you can see, you take any common bee and any cultivated bee, and it gives you a student. And then, of course, you go all the way down the list until you get to the energy bee. Not that hard, right? And you can literally pause this and follow it. There's other places that you can look this up, but this is generally how you get the energy bee. And you want the energy bee to have the best traits. What are the best traits? Well, here's a little chart. As you can see, it goes from slowest to robotic speeds. Okay, ignore the frames for the time being. Okay, across the top, if you have one energy bee working in your alveary when we get there, and it's on, say, the slowest speed, it's going to produce 144 RF per tick. Not a lot. But then as you combine it with the magic frames and other things, as you can see across the bottom, you start producing more and more. Now, why are these numbers in red? Well, the Minecraft max integer that the game will allow that it's coded for is 2.14 billion in just about anything. If you look in a black hole tank, that's the most that it can hold. Anything that can hold max int is exactly that, the max that it can possibly hold. Even if it says infinite, it's not going to hold more than 2.14 bil. Okay? So, as you can see, if you have enough magic frames put in, say all 13, with the slowest speed, and you have an energy bee, you're going to be producing 2.41 bil, and basically it's going to make your energy produce zero, zilch, nothing, absolutely garbage. Okay, of course, if you pull out one frame, 603 million, it's a big difference from 2.4. Now, the two best ways to get an energy bee to maximum are the green numbers. Now, that is only using the magic frames and gentle frames. We'll get into that in a little bit. You're also going to want one eternal frame. Okay, so if I pull up the eternal frame here, or just frames in general, okay, where are they? Here, down here at the bottom. You have an untreated frame, an impregnated frame, a proven frame, an oblivion frame, a resilient frame, a gentle frame, metabolic frame, magic frames, and a temporal frame, a necrotic frame, and somewhere around here there's also the eternal frame. Mutation, eternal, poison, pheromone, and settings frame. Okay, so we're looking for the eternal frame. As you can see, it produces 0. Now, what that's referring to is the outcomes, the products, the honeycombs, the waxes, things like that. Okay, that does not contribute to the effect of the bee, only what it produces. Okay, now the RF that an energy bee produces is from an effect, not from its production. So just keep that in mind. That's why you want the eternal frame. But as you can see, it makes its lifespan nearly infinite at times 1 million. Okay? The other frame that it's talking about are these magic frames up here. Here. Which will give you 2 times production. Okay? A genetic decay of 0.6 times, but it does have a durability. Every time the queen bee will go through a cycle and reassess herself from a princess back into a queen with another drone, that durability is going to go down. Okay, there is a way to automate the magic frames being put in there, which we will get into, but that's not for a while yet. Okay. Now, in order to get the magic frames, you need the untreated frames, and the untreated frames are just simply crafted. Okay. However, the proven frame you can only get from a villager trade. It says, place this in the foresty frames into an apiary to improve the bees' production rate and reduce the genetic decay of ignoble bees. Do you need it? No. Is it helpful? Very much so. If we can find a villager, it costs 3 emeralds. And it'll give you 1 proven frame. Durability of the frames goes down per production cycle, which happens at an interval based on the bee's speed. Okay, I did not know that. I thought it was every time the queen bee goes through a cycle. So basically every time the bee within its cycle produces the honeycombs or drones, then it's going to take a durability tick. Okay, I don't know if it's all of them at once or if it's just 1 per. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Okay. The magic frames literally just have the highest durability that you can possibly get. The Oblivion frames really sadistically shorten the lifespan. Now, the bad side about using an industrial apiary is you can't put frames in at all. So while your energy bee can't produce, it's going to be the basic RF per tick. If we look up the energy bee, it's not going to show us exactly how much it is. But because you can't use frames, it's going to be less than 144 RF per tick. Okay, so just note that. Something else that we're going to need is something that a water bee produces. If we look at what the water bee produces, it's going to give us watery combs and ice. The ice we don't really care about, you can just junk it. But the watery combs, when you put them into a centrifuge, is where you get this magic wax from. Now there are other places, but the magic wax is literally the best place because the watery combs, as you can see, give you a 100% chance to get it. Now we have gotten some magic wax because it can be produced from all sorts of different types of honeycombs. But as you can see, you know, regular mundane combs that we were using only has a 10% chance. The transmuting comb has an 80% chance. Magic wax from windy combs is 100%. Basically, any of the 4 main elemental combs will give it to you. Now, the watery bee is the easiest one to get, but even that is still an investment. You can go out in the world and find it in ocean biomes. Is it good? If you can find one. It's just a matter of hunting one down. Magic wax, 100% from a temporal comb. Magic wax, 100% from an occult comb. That's a little bit of a messed up comb, but that's only 55, so don't worry about it anyway. 100% from a fiery comb. Here's another messed up one from Magic Bees, 55% chance. A papery comb has a 20% chance, and so on. 22, 55, and 55. I don't know why the Magic Bee combs are messed up in their names like that. That's destabilized redstone. That's an endearing comb, and so on. And of course, you can use the centrifugal separator, which doesn't increase the chances. It just a little bit faster of a processing than sticking all of them into an actual centrifuge, which we've already got right here. This one. So again, put these into a centrifuge. The other centrifuge right here has what's called an empty socket. And if we look up the centrifuge, it doesn't show what the empty sockets are. So instead, let's do forestry. And then you have these circuits that are here. Fits 1 electron tube, 2 electron tubes, 3 and 4. Circuit boards can be fitted with electron tubes by using a soldering iron. Once completed, they can be placed in the sockets on machines. Use a soldering iron to remove them from a socket. And these are the different types of electron tubes. And if you hold shift for details, each one of them does something different. This one gives speed boost 2. Increases speed, but also increases power usage. So different ones can do different things. Speed boost, increase rubber, decreases power usage entirely. And we're not really too worried about power, so we might go for the blazing electron tube eventually. And all that takes is a greenhouse dehumidifier, which can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get. So again, our beeswax is going to go into our beealyzer. Our drones are going to get dropped off into the sampler. And then our beeswax can just go away. And for now we can just put the heater upgrades there. And if we do upgrades, it'll show us all what we have in here. Right now we've got just the 3 heaters. Okay, so what do we get out of here now? We got the territory average. That was the last one that we were waiting on, I believe. So we go back into here, we grab ourselves another blank template, and we go ahead and put this in. And we got ourselves average. Now you can take one that has 1 of 13, or 2 of 13, or 5 of 13, with another gene sample that has something on it different or the same, and do the crafting again and either overwrite or add to what's already here. Okay, so now that we got one producing, we can leave it in there for a little while. Take out more, put them in here, Get them going. See if we get anything decent, but I think we already got what we need out of here. But we'll check just to be sure. Speed slowest. Cave dwelling false. So that's going to go away. Now if we look, we already have speed. No, we don't have speed. I thought we did. But we don't need to keep slowest. We don't want to keep slowest. Okay. If we go back to our handy dandy chart, slowest is literally the slowest that we can get. Now, if we use all 12 magic frames with 6 gentle frames, 9 magic frames and 6 gentle frames for a total of 15. Boy, I can't count. Or 8 magic frames with 6 gentle frames, that will get us basically what we need to hit max int with slowest. You could probably do it a little bit more, but you don't really want to. Now, as you can see here, the speeds that you want are the slower tree and the fast tree. You don't want any of the others. Yes, blinding and normal have the best if excuse me, if you're not using the proper frames. Because if you remember, there's a lot of frames to choose from. But if you want to get the 2.14 billion RF per tick, which is the best max int that you can get, then you're going to want to do either slower or faster. Excuse me, fast, not faster. Slower or fast. So you don't have to go all the way up to a robotic bee. Because if you look at the tree for a robotic bee, it is miles long. Okay? So I have another chart here. This is how you go through pretty much all of them. As you can see, you start off with the common and the cultivated, and a cultivated and a modest. And it's got 2 different trees that you have to go down. As you go from left to right, there's only one small hang-up, and that's the science and the engineer trying to get a mad scientist. Okay? There is a way that you can kind of cheese it, but as you can see, it says it needs an explosion nearby so they mutate to the mad. Otherwise, it's just going to become a regular scientist bee. Now, monastics can only be traded with villagers. However, we actually got lucky and found some in drops. So we have a monastic bee. We have to go to the end, which is why I'm going to prepare to fight the Ender Dragon. And that's how you get the Ender spawns, which are only on the bottom side, the 2 black ones. But basically, to make a common and a cultivated, you breed the normal ones from the overworld, which is the forest, the meadow, the generic bees. It's not too hard to get a common. And we're going to do that here in a little bit, but not quite yet. But we want to get a few extra drones, and we're getting a few. Now, what does it take to get the watery bee? Well, if you don't decide to go out to an ocean biome and find one, then you're going to literally have to get all of these different bees and crossbreed them the same way that we're doing, or going to do here in a minute, and basically you have to make your way down to the watery bee. Now, you can make the other bees, like I said, the fiery bee, the watery bee, the forest, I think it's a forestry bee, and the Windy Bee will all give you 100% chance to get the magic comb. Or, yeah, the magic wax. Excuse me, misspoke. Well, I guess it is a magic comb anyway. But this is just the easiest one of the 4 to get. Okay. But there's a reason why we're going to be getting extras of our drones in addition to continuing with everything else. So we're just going to leave this running here for a little bit. And these same upgrades, the open sky, the light upgrade, the heat, and the automation, we're going to make again. We have extras of the heater if we need them. We're in a somewhat snowy biome, so we're probably going to need them. We need to make another open sky, another light, and another automation. Now the open sky will go away when we get the trait for cave dwelling. So we come back over here, and we're going to use not our pristine, our ignoble. Always use your ignobles first. Okay, we have modest, we have sorceress, we have wintry, we have unusual, we have mystical. We don't have any of the meadows. We even have a few infernals and attunes. But if we go over here and look at our drones, we have a steadfast drone, we have a tropical drone, we have a valiant drone, there's our monastic drone, but we need it as a monastic queen. And then we have our extra forest drone. We're going to keep that one there just in case. So we're going to do the wintry drones next. Now do note, unusual drones are not stacking because they have different traits on them. So we have 9 wintry drones. We have 4 ignoble wintry princesses. Well, actually we got 6. So we're going to take all these 6 of them out. And we're going to use our Bealizer on them. First one, effect is freezing, but it has a 4 times fertility. It has a better lifespan, short. We do want shortest lifespan for the time being. Keep that in mind. But the fertility we're going to use, and we're going to put the fertility and the lifespan on the same template. And the flower type is snow. But we can get rid of the snow. We want it to be flowers. Okay. If we look down here, as you can see, the climate is icy up 1. Tolerance for humidity are both up and down 1. And it gives us the frozen cones. Okay, so that's the first one analyzed. The second one, same thing. Excuse me. And just in case they have something different, we want to make sure we analyze them all. Okay, so there is no difference between these queens. And of course you can hold shift and they all have a short lifespan. And then of course you can do all the 9 drones at once. Okay? Just to make sure you take it out of your Bealyzer, because unlike most things, your Bealyzer will keep your beat in there. You can just open it back up and get it, but it's kind of easier just to do that. So we're going to put 1 drone back, and we're going to only keep out 1 of the queens, or princesses, because we only need the 1, right? Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out our flowers. Okay? And our lifespan. Okay? We're going to take both of them into the imprinter. We're going to take our princess first. And then we're going to drop our drones in. Oh, actually, we only need 1 drone. Now see, here we got the genetic waste. Boy, that was unlucky. Now it's because the queen was ignoble. And I don't know why the drone is not being pulled out to the chest next to it like it's supposed to be. Oh well. That probably won't either. So we can just put those away. Okay. So now if we look, both of these have what we need. We're going to take them and do the genetic sampler. And we're going to take out this genetic template. We're going to put in this one so that they all change to flowers. Because we don't need ice. We don't want ice. We want to keep it, if we can, as flowers. Okay, so that queen is good. Now mind you, the only thing that we're changing is the lifespan shorter, and the flowers is flowers instead of snow. Come on. And now they're good. And it'll take a little bit for that to get back up. The more you do, the more it's going to take, but at 4 million, it can do, 1 or 2 at a time, no problem. And as you saw, I got a genetic waste, I got unlucky, so I had to do 3. So I used about half of it. Now let's see which of the traits we got. Tolerates rain, false, so we don't need that one. Now we want to keep the humidity. Never sleeps, false, so we get rid of that one. Cave dwelling, false. Never sleeps, false. Speed slower. That one we can keep. And we'll just put it there for now. Okay? And a lot of this is just repetitive. So we want to keep our flowers and our shorter lifespan. we don't need to keep short. Or speed slower. We don't need that one. Right? Oh no, we do want slower. I'm sorry. But we do want to still keep our shortest lifespan when we get it. Oh, we already have shorter lifespan. Okay, so we do need the speed upgrade. And we want that one anyway. So we're going to need to take out another genetic template. Then all of those over there can go and get smelted and blanked out. So then we're going to take these two, speed slower, and our humidity. So now this one with humidity tolerance both, we're going to keep that one as our master template. We're going to stick that one over there for special. And then our speed slower we're going to keep because that is also going to be on our master template. Okay. So now we're going to stick these in here. We're going to let the queen do its thing. Everything is good. That's not right. I guess it is. All it needed was the open sky upgrade, apparently. But we are going to need, however, another automation upgrade. Really running out of planks. Okay. And we're just going to stick this in here with that queen. Eventually we're going to get 8 productions per machine, so that way we can get the combs producing just as fast. The augments themselves tell you this one maximum installed 8 in any one machine. 4 for the lifespan, only 1 automation, 1 open sky, 8 flowering. We can also take off our mechanical squeezer now that we have it, and I don't know how that got there. But see, now we're getting frozen combs. Just like before, we can stick the frozen combs straight into the centrifuge. And of course we can keep salvaging these because we only need to keep the 1. But we're going to keep a little bit more than 1. But we can look at what we get. So the first one was tolerate rain false. We don't need it. Territory average, we already have. Fertility 3, we already have. Dollar train false. Okay, so these can just go away. Pardon me. Okay, so we're going to need more labware. And I have it set for auto crafting. Let's get 100 of them. Now it takes 7 diamonds, some glass panes, and it makes a couple per cycle. So as you can see, it's going to make 112 of them. Okay, they're already done. Just so that we have a few extra. Okay. Again, honeycomb goes into the centrifuge. Ah, see, it's not daytime. So both bees are, well, that one's not stopped. That's weird. Oh wait, this one has the light upgrade, that's why. Okay. There we go. So basically each of these do one thing. Dryer upgrade means that if it's like a swamp bee, and, or no, excuse me, a desert bee, and you live in a swamp, this makes it drier. Okay? Same thing if you're in a swamp biome and you get a desert bee, you got the humidifier to increase the moisture. Fair enough. That's where the humidity and tolerance both come into play. If you have all of them, then the humidity and the dryer don't matter. But it's always good to keep some of them, and you'll see why in a few minutes. Production upgrades is the outcome, how many honeycombs and drones you get. Also has to do with the production of the bee itself. Light upgrade lets it work at night. If you have the diurnal trait, then you can get rid of the light upgrade, at least for that particular bee, but don't get rid of it completely, keep them. The flowering upgrade, you really don't need those, but if you're doing this in a big field, it can help. The heater upgrade, I need those because I'm in a snowy biome. So if I don't have the humidity tolerance or the weather tolerance, I need the heater upgrade, likewise the cooler upgrade. That's like if I were to do the infernal drone. That's normally a hell biome. I'm going to need it cooler. Of course, you know the lifespan, it just increases the length that the bee will live before it goes from queen back into a princess after the life cycle. It also means that it will produce more of its production, the honeycombs and drones, before it does recycle into a new princess and then gets re-put back in with a queen. The automation upgrade, as you saw, takes the princesses and the drones and loads them directly back into the machine. It's very helpful for one, keeping production going, because as you can see, you're going to need a lot of drones. But at the same time, you're also going to want to keep the queen going for as long as possible. And then, of course, if you have the cave dwelling trait, you don't need this open sky upgrade. Simple and self-explanatory. Now, as you can see, we don't have the heater upgrade in this one because it's a wintry drone, so it likes the cold. And I believe it's also which chunks nearest you affect the apiary and the bees as well. So yeah, you get your drones and you get your honeycombs. That's step one. You put them into the centrifuge. Beeswax you can just store. The honeycombs themselves you can either put into your beealyzer or you can put it into the mechanical squeezer. If you put them into the squeezer, you have a chance of getting propolis and you get honey. The honey can go into a carpenter, and it also goes into the fermenter. Says this engine requires fuel to run. Replenish this machine's fuel supplies. The fuel is literally the honeydew, I believe. Missing liquid resources. More liquid resources need to be supplied for operation. Missing resources. No recipe. But literally the two main ones that you're going to need are the centrifuge and the mechanical squeezer. And then 2 carpenters. This one we've got with water, or will have with water. And of course this one up here is going to have our honey. And then of course you have a third one that you can use for seed oil. Now seed oil is gotten pretty much from any sort of grass. If we look it up here, as you can see, it's 63 different recipes. I personally like to use the Giga Pickles. Because the Giga Pickles themselves are not really that important. As you can see, it's all of the seeds from Mystical Agriculture and Pam's Harvest Craft. Any extra seeds that you have that you don't want, you can just do it with this. We have those flax seeds from Actually Additions. And of course, you know, I don't need to go through all of these, but each one gets you about 10 millibuckets per. Now, as you can see, max with a high melting point gives you 1,000 from one seed oil capsule. But like the rice seeds, we're not using those. We can just toss those in here. But if we look at see what seeds we have, we've got all of these seeds right here. Now, one thing that we can do is take all these hemp seeds. They're great for immersive engineering, but they're also great, excuse me, not there. Was I supposed to put this in again? Excuse me. Boy, I don't know what's with me tonight. Yeah, it does go in a squeezer. I was right. Oh, because that has honey in it currently. So we're going to need another mechanical squeezer too. So let's grab another mechanical squeezer. And of course we don't have any other crystallized mineral chunks. So we'll have to wait on that just a little bit. Now while we're waiting on these to produce, let's go check on that tree that we built ages ago out front. Excuse me. Mm. It doesn't like loading terrains fast, apparently. And of course we have this structure over here. This is from the Ice and Fire. But we do not have a Dreadwood key, I don't think. Can we make one? I don't think so. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have the key I need for it. There, this guy right here. It's only gotten... We're doing the Bounty Dread Knight. Okay. Maybe you should fix it so that it shows up in JEI. He's saying that it's also a rare drop from Dread Liches that spawn rare and cold biomes. Which I'm sure it's around there. I've come across the Dread mobs a couple times. None of them were Liches, though. Alright, so we are just simply waiting for enough Winery drones now. Lifespan shorter, speed slower. So lifespan shorter, speed slower. We already have both of those, so we don't need either one. We already got flowers, and never sleeps, and 2 more. Flowering slower. That one, however, we do not have. And look, we're starting to get snowballs. Okay. So the next thing I want to do, for at least a little while, is I want to make myself a Resturb spawner. This guy right here, from Extra Utilities too. Does not have a crafting recipe though. Alright, so we got all these different types of spawners here. We got a Vex, Banshee, Phantom Knight, Mosquito Swarm, Pengul, Skeleton Druid. Let's see, you can do skeletons, ice giants, swamp hags, ice wraith, cave spiders, zombies, lower goblin knights. Let's see. Well, let's do a broken spawner of a zombie for the moment. The other thing I want to get is my mechanical user. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to take our handy dandy date null. And we're going to go right outside real quick. Why does that sound like a banshee? Because it is one. Okay. So let's see, right back here in this corner, I'm going to take my handy dandy smooth stone and I'm going to make, let's do a 4 high. Okay. I'm going to not do it out of smooth stone. Because I'm running low on smooth stone, apparently. Let's do it out of just plain dirt then. Hmm. But I didn't want a Ballard spawner. I wanted a... I wanted a Reserve spawner, not a powered spawner. Gotta go find a spawner and click it with the drop. Okay. So this can now, for now, go that way. I'll put this on my bar. Luckily, we have ourselves a nice handy dandy place to go and find spawners right below us. We have plenty of foods on us, so let's just go and find ourselves a spawner. Lord knows there's plenty down here. Ah, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Two scarecrows, oof. What the heck was that thing? I looked away for a second to read what you were typing to me, and then all of a sudden, the next thing I know, I look back and there's a black thing just charging me. So, for instance, this one's an illusioner, so I can't change that. Now it says that it's a kobold. Whoa, what the heck is that? Oh, it's cobalt. I don't know what a ghost ray is. So let's let it spawn and see. Meantime, we need to eat some food. What is a ghost ray? Looks like a mana ray or something. Oh, look, a chest. Come here, you rat. Get away. I've got garbage piles if and when I want to do rats. Oh, that's a tiny skeleton with a big glaive. Nope. Get away from me, Banshee. Whoa, where'd he come from? Woo, that was close. Thank God for magic protection. Ah! Hmm. See if this one back here has changed. No, it still says a ghost ray. I take it ghost rays can't spawn? Oh, spider. And flying vexes. Why did it have to be banshees? So many banshees. You know what? Let's do it on the storm elemental. Okay. Got a storm elemental. I'm happy with that. What's the range radius that a reserve spawner populates? Is it just like a regular spawner where it's like a 5x5 around it? Or do you not know? Let's try it here. Oh my. I want him to spawn in here. I don't care about the drops. Okay. Ah. I'm going to try something daring here. I think I know what's going on. Alright, so I think my theory was correct. The restored spawner is set correctly where it's at. The only problem was its radius is a little bit more than I expected, but now it should be working correctly. Oh, I can put speed upgrades into it, okay. So let's see, do I have any more dark ineffable glass? I have 2. Perfect. Takes this upgrade guy. basically what I'm trying to do is make a mini kill chamber that I can then use to level up my shuriken while I do bees. So that way I don't have to wait so long to do what I'm planning on doing. Well, let's see here. This is 111 and 50 or 560. I thought you said it respects light conditions. Sounds like it's working now. I wonder. Can I make the magical ones? Probably not. Well, just in case I flooded light downstairs beneath it. Okay, it is leveling up slowly, but the only other thing that I can think of possibly doing is temporarily replacing my central dark ineffable glass right down here and my grinder and just powering this back up. Hey, a biome staff with lime mountains in it. Cool. Well, I don't know how long that's going to take, but I'm going to let it run for now. Actually, one more thing I can do. First, let's get this cleared out of my inventory. Launcher platform tier 3. Huh, interesting. Oh, that's not good. Ow. Well, that was a close one. Probably should have reinforced that room more, but okay. Let's go check in on our bees, shall we? Excuse me. All right. Those should be finished about the same time. "69 hours on my time in a bottle." Temperature tolerance up? Do we have that one? We do not. Hey, we got the wintry. That's one we want to keep. Oh, fertility 4. Beautiful. So we're going to take our fertility 3 out. And we're going to keep our wintry bee species in there. Got the forest. And we're going to take this one and this one, which will overwrite to fertility 4. That is beautiful. Okay. Fertility 4 is definitely one that we wanted. And temperature tolerance up, which we just got right there. And that's our last one. Oh, humidity tolerance. Yes. Yes, please. Alright, so in our master templates, we already have humidity. So that one can go away. But we need temperature. So we have humidity and temperature. That is our master template. If we get another fertility 4, then we can put that onto our master template. We can take 2 of our blanks from up here. And we can get flowering slower and wintry put on. Okay. So these can both go back down here. And then all of these can come out and go in here. Now ideally we want lifespan shortest and fertility 4 and flowers all on the same genetic template. Not flowering, flowers. Nope, wait, nope. We want one tree. Oh, we got it. Never mind. There. We just gotta wait for it to all get put back into here. We can start the next set of drones. And we can pop in our frozen combs. Okay. So we could definitely use another fertility 4. We have the 1, so that's good. We want to get production high. It won't matter for the energy beast specifically, but for everything else, it's going to be what we want on our template. We want to make sure that flowering is flowers, or flowers are flowers. Flowering, which is the pollination speed, it doesn't really matter, but the faster the better, because then it'll recognize the flowers and it'll go through its cycles faster. But I don't think there's anything here. That we particularly want. Hey, another fertility 4. Beautiful. Pollination increases the amount of flowers the bee spawns around the hive. Oh, okay. Makes sense, I guess. Alright, so now we have humidity tolerance and temperature tolerance up 1 and both 1. Temperature, eventually we're going to get both up and down 1. I don't think it does anything else. Could it also have to do with something that affects the effect? That it checks the flowers around? Like an armorer bee. Okay. So basically, when you're doing your bees with Gendistry and you're creating these genetic templates, you want to keep basically one of everything that's on the list. The species you always want to keep separate, and you want one with fertility 4 and shortest lifespan. Not shorter, but shortest. You'll get that eventually. But you want to have a fertility 4, flowers, and shortest lifespan as much as possible. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The lifespan you want to keep separate. The fertility 4 and cave dwelling true and never sleeps true. Because this one you're going to have the longest lifespan, and then this one over here, where is it? This one. This fertility 4 is going to have flowers, shortest lifespan, and the fastest speed. Cave dwelling and tolerates rain. And the best humidity and temperature tolerance. You do not want to fill the effect, but you do want to have one that has effect nothing, because there are effects out there you don't want, such as the Infernal Drum. So if we look at Infernal, we can't see it from here. Okay, so flower, speed, humidity, fertility 3, territory, cave dwelling, fall, speed slowest, and cave dwelling, falls, and species wintry. And then all these can get smelted. And let's grab some more. And we're going to need some more labware. This is why I was trying to get mystical agriculture and the farming and agriculture done, so that I could get the gold and diamond seeds. I can make them right now, but I'm not going to cheat, because in 1.4, even though it says it's locked, you can actually still craft them. It is fixed in 1.5, however, so tough luck. Lifespan shorter. So let's take our fertility out, and we're going to give it flowers and lifespan. We're going to move wintry next to forest. Actually, let's just put these on the next row. Flowering is slower, speed is slower, territory of flowers. Actually, no, we don't want flowers. No, we do want flowers. I'm sorry. We don't want lifespan yet. Well, we actually already have lifespan. Uh, so basically what you're wanting to do is you're going to take a queen, or excuse me, a princess and a drone, which I think we can do now safely. And you're going to crossbreed them, making sure to use your ignoble stock, mind you. Okay, so we have extra wintry princesses. And we have no more forest princesses. Okay, so let's see. Next, we're going to save our forest princess. We have our drone. And we're going to put our princess of ignoble stock back in here. These particular drones we're going to keep extras of. So then we're going to say, what's another one? What's an early one? Modest, mystical, sorceress, attuned, tropical. So we're going to keep our next few wintry drones. And we're just going to wait for this queen to finish. Okay, so these we're going to keep all of them. First, we're going to deposit our princess. We want to make sure we at least try to keep one. We don't have one that's in pristine, unfortunately. But we do have a couple duplicates, which is great. Okay, and then we're going to put in our drones to keep them, a few extras. Now notice that these do not stack. But we're going to take one drone back out. And we're going to let our wintry drone keep operating. And we're going to come and get our wintry template. Well, actually in this case we don't need it, because we actually happen to have extra wintry princesses. So first things first, we're going to take out our Bealyzer. And we're going to double check what we have on our hands. Now there is an effect of freezing on the wintry drones, or princesses, and the flowering type is snow. We don't care about snow, and we haven't gotten the effect. I think we've gotten the territory a couple times, but I think we already have that transferred over. And then we've already got this, everything there. So literally all we're missing is the effect of freezing. Whether it's good or not, I don't know. I don't know what all the effects particularly do. But we are still producing them, so maybe we'll still get lucky and get those last two things. As far as the forest drones go, it has a lifespan of shorter, slowest production, slower pollination. We have everything that we want out of there, and it doesn't get any boosts or anything like that. So then, since we don't need our Bealyzer out anymore, we can put that away. Then we're going to come over here to our advanced Mutatron. And one princess, one drone, and as you can see, it'll get us a common queen. Now do note that it will keep ignoble stock or pristine stock, whatever princess you put in. It will not work with a queen, and it has to be one princess, one drone. Then you just use it. And voila, we now have a common queen of ignoble stock. And just remember, if it's ignoble, it has a chance of becoming genetic waste. So keep that in mind. That is why when you're making these templates, you want to make sure that you always get the species before you move on. The early ones don't matter as much, but they're still nice to have for later. But now, this one is already a queen, so we just got to plop it right on in. Actually, before we do that, we take our Bealyzer back out and put that in there. So as you see, shorter, slower, slowest, flowers, 2 times average, nothing exceptional here. Nothing exceptional here. And nothing there. So literally the only thing we want of this is the species. Once we get species common, we can move on. So we put it in here, and we let it work. And of course you have the little bee effects. Okay. Now it doesn't have anything special, so we're literally looking for the species of common. I do believe freezing spawns snow instead of flowers when pollinating or alongside them. That's possible. So we're just going to time on a bottle this a couple times. Get a couple drones going. Now if we take our Bealyzer and look, we can actually change this fertility rate, because we have one, and then use this drone to crossbreed with the queen. or princess to make the next queen. So let's go ahead and actually do that. We're going to grab our fertility 4. We have an extra one here. Genetic imprinting. Or no, transpose. And then we're going to take our drone, which I left in our machine here. I guess we can't do it that way. Right, transposer's copier. Does it work on the templates too? It does. So you can do from a template to a template, or from a gene sample to a template to copy it onto it. But I do believe when you use a template, anything that the template has filled in is going to overwrite anything that the template you're putting it on has already. So say we had longest lifespan, and the other one has longest lifespan, fertility 4, then it's going to only overwrite the lifespan. So keep that in mind when you're doing it. You don't want to overwrite the wrong things. And it's going to be copying from this slot to this slot, and over here is going to be the result of this being put onto that. No, imprinter is what I wanted. So what fertility does is when the queen goes through a cycle and makes a production of drones, it's going to make sure that the drones have a higher chance of spawning or being produced when the queen is finished. Now we can just go away along with all of these. And then we take out these drones and put in this one. And then these drones can just go and get in there. And we can just get more of these. Now you're going to get a lot of honey. So just because, you know, it takes a while to get a little bit at first, don't worry about it, because you're going to get a whole buttload of it. So let's check what we got here. Fertility 2. We're going to keep this one. And then these two can go away. So we're going to get a fresh template. We're going to put effect none. And then we're going to put it back in here. There we go. So we're still looking for the species. And if you want to see how it turns the queen, what you can do is you can take out the automation upgrade, or you can just take the drone and put it into your Bealyzer. And there you go. See how it says active 2, but the inactive now says 4. So that means it can have either one of these. And eventually you can get it. Oh, it's just a flat amount? I thought it randomized how much. But either way, you know. I mean, even that's not right because 2 times I only got 1 drone. Well, no. I guess it would have been 2 because 1 got mated with the princess. Never mind then. I was wrong. But again, we're just looking for the species trait. Nope, cave dwelling. Okay. Two more. Humidity tolerance, both. Also do note that they don't show up in order with the way that they show up in the Bealyzer, so be mindful of your temperature and humidity. As you can see, I got humidity tolerance both up 1, or both 1, whereas I only have temperature tolerance up 1. These can go away, this can go away. And it's just a lot of process of doing this back and forth. Like I said, eventually you're going to have more than enough of every resource that this is doing to do everything you need it to do. And if you want to check, you know, if you're still working correctly, see it went back down to 2 times. So we're not going to get the 4 times fertility out of the common drone anymore. But we're still trying to do it for the species. We have humidity, we don't have tolerance. Okay. So now if we look again at common drones, or common princesses, doesn't matter which, just not the queen, it'll immediately pull up the bee breeding. There's 8 pages worth of it. So all but the last one is 3 patterns per change, or per page. As you can see, if we have a forest drone, then we can get a cultivated queen. We have a few extra drones, but we're going to need to use our common princess to do it. We have modest, and we have wintry. We have a lot of wintry. So the question is, do we have a lot of commons? Does not look like we have commons very much. So once we get this common drone species trait, we're going to take the drones and we're going to use the drones. Wizard's Ice Wraith was killed by magic. So what can you do with the beeswax? So you can use it in crafting patterns, tools from Bewitchment, Flying Ointment, Bewitchment, White Candles. Probably the most one that you're going to do is either the wax capsules, maybe some torches, some pipe sealant is always good, and of course you can use them to make the seal upgrade for rain protection. We don't have to worry about that because we're indoors. But if we take it and put it into our carpenter, we can make a crated beeswax, we can make a scented paneling, an unlit candle, don't ask me what the difference is. So not really too much with the beeswax. The most you're probably going to use it for is the wax capsules and the pipe sealant from Buildcraft. Is that the only thing you're going to use it for? Probably not. Okay. Let's go check on our weapon. Oh my. Whoa! No, 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 get out, get out, get out, get out! Ah, the cursor spread. Nope. Whew. That was something. Let's go ahead and make it daytime. Oh, I can't rest because there's monsters nearby. No. Man. This is bad. Um, okay, so we're going to put this guy away. We're going to take out our building gadget. And we're going to use cobblestone. Ah! Just as I was trying to seal it back up too. Oh, that was totally not fun. Now that should work. I hope. Now this shouldn't spread. That was a nightmare. Okay. Much better. And hopefully much more contained. Oh, talk about a heart-pounding moment. So for those of you who don't know how Cursed Earth works, any vanilla style dirt, such as this, will turn into Cursed Earth. On top of Cursed Earth, just about any sort of mob can spawn. The larger the space, the more that can spawn. I'm doing it this small because I just want to have this constantly leveling up. I need to get that paper off of there and the copper. I really don't care about the drops per se from in there, because if I wanted to, I would turn another location into a mob farm with just Cursed Earth. And I'd get the drops that way. You saw the craziness that came out of what happened here. Is it actually gaining XP though? I remember someone in the Discord saying the mech user didn't get XP for the shuriken. No, it's been gaining experience. It's probably not a lot, but it's at 12,543. When the next enemy spawns and kills it, I'll show you. Of course, we have to wait for another enemy to spawn, fortunately. Now, one thing I do want to do is get Millite, because the earlier I can get this, the faster off I will get my weapon stronger. Which takes vibranium and solarium. 1 bucket to 1 bucket. Actually, I think I have vibranium and solarium. I have 1 vibranium ore. do not have the Solarium. For the Solarium, I need Valerium, Uru, and Nucleum. Uru I know I get from the end. Nucleum is another alloy, and Valium. I don't have that either, which is also in the end. It would help if something spawned. Okay. So now if we look, 12,543. Okay, so it's... Yeah, I know Valerium is another ore. I haven't gotten it yet. Let's try that. Not enough heat to melt this item. Well, poo. I need to get Protheum. Well, I guess it's not getting levels. So, what I can do is this instead. Put this here. I'll break this. And I'll put this down here. Okay, that works. And just every time I come and see an enemy in here, I can just do that and kill it. There. It's slow going, but it'll work. I'm sure there's something else I could use as well. I don't know, would an automated user work? Probably not, right? No, it's gotta have power. You know what? I'll temporarily power it, see if it works. Nope, it doesn't. It was worth a shot to try. But you know what? This is fine. Like I said, it'll take a while, but it'll work. It'll just be slow going is all. Oh well. Like I said, it was worth a try. Hmm. Alright. How many dragon bones will it take to make a dragon bone pattern? Splintering 2? Okay. That works. Alright, and I want to get rid of the copper. No, I don't want to get rid of the copper. I want to get rid of writable. But I need one modifier to do that. Dang it. Alright, so the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my digital miner and I'm going to go place it down again. Excuse me. Which direction? Well, oh, my map reset on me. I just now realized that. Let's do it up here to the north. Let's... Yeah, let's just do it up here for now. Okay. Chest on the back. And power source. Still configured for just all ores. Maximum range of 32. From bedrock to build height. 11,000 over here. Not bad. Almost 12. Yeah, I know I could do that if I really wanted to, but it's not that big of a deal, honestly. I mean, oh, all my waypoints are cleared too. Phooey. That might be annoying. So you know what? Let's take 5 ores and get them going on down there. Or just a lot of ores in general. Yeah, I think all of these can be improved. Alright. So you have our tin ores there. Tin ores there. More tin ores. I'm just going to do some iron ores, and last, more iron ores. Okay, it's just going to go through those. Now, why isn't it working again? Okay, so that one's working. Okay. Now this one's working. Oh, I see what happened. I don't know how it happened, but I guess somehow the osmium got all messed up. Alright, so I don't know how or why it did that, but now it should be working. Okay then. See, folks, it's always good to keep a dropper on hand. Come on, give me the species common. Nope. Alright, so what I am going to do is I'm going to take out this automation upgrade, let this one finish. And I'm going to take the fertility 4. And I'm going to do an imprinter with both a drone and the queen, or the princess. So that way I can get the most out of my commons and start getting them really, really growing rapidly. Since all I'm changing is the fertility from 2 to 4, it'll at least help me get what I need. So, put one in there, put the common here, put the common here. And hopefully don't get genetic waste. Really? And I haven't gotten the species yet. Well, the drone worked. So let's try this again. Run them both through the fertility. But actually, I don't think it matters. Luckily, I did the drone first and not the princess. But I need the neutron. Really? That is just horrible luck. I mean, like, seriously, what are the odds? Come on, princess. Take it this time. Thank you. Oh, hey, I got the common. All right. Moving right along. So, our wintry queen coming out. Alright, so while that's going on, next one we're going to do, let's do a Modest. And a Sorceress. So we got a Sorceress drone there, and a Modest drone here. Okay then. So first things first, we're going to stick these guys in. No, actually we're going to bealize them first. Okay. Okay, so the Tree Princess is going to go back in there. And our drones are just going to all go in there. Okay. And our Modest drones can come out, along with all of our Sorceress drones. Okay. So let's bealize them, shall we? So we have this guy, shorter, slowest, flowers, 3 times, average, none. He has hot down 2, arid up 1. So again, we only want the species from the Sorceress. Okay. Okay, so he has nothing particularly useful. What's the difference between this guy and those ones? Oh, he's got Tolerant Flyer. They do not. But everything else is the same. So I want to use this guy. Cacti. So I want to get rid of cacti. And I want to get tolerance up and down. Now he is nocturnal as well, so I want to keep doing the Modest until I get that trait. Okay. So first things first. I want to grab my fertility, my flowers, so fertility and flowers. That's what I want to do right now. All right. Okay. That's 2 down. Third one, hopefully this is a success. Yay! Toss those guys in there. And this is the last one here. And then we're going to do the flowers instead of cactus. Okay. I almost wasted half of the power doing that. So let's do the 2 queens first. Or princesses first, rather. Hopefully these both go through just fine. Okay, that's wood. Will the other princess be a success? Nope. So I need another sorceress. Okay, so I just got to change his fertility. Okay, so number 3, we'll just have to make sure that that's all working properly. 2 cold, 2 human, sky obstructed. So we'll fix that in a minute. Still too cold. Still too cold. Now it's just too humid. Too cold, it's sky obstructed. Okay. So we need another open sky. And another heater. So 2 open skies and no, 1 open sky and heaters. Okay, so too humid. Okay, so that worked there. It's got to get another dry upgrade. Two works. Okay. And we'll need 1 more automation. Okay. All right. Now we're cooking, most literally. So now we have ourselves our common. We're just getting a bunch of drones. We have our sorceress and our modest. And we can do 1 more. So let's get them all going, shall we? Let's do a mystical next. So So first, let's beelize them. Let's see. Nothing there. Nothing there. So we just want the species. Yeah, just the species. So this can just go right on in. And it works just how it is. And we can take a look at all these that we got. Okay, we got the species for sorceress, so that's good. Lifespan short. Ah, we got never sleeps. We got the diurnal. Diurnal. And lifespan short. So we can go ahead and stick these down here. We'll deal with them later. And the rest of these can go away. Flowers can go back down here. And our fertility can go back down there as well. Okay, so we need 4. So we got our sorceress. So that's good. We got our lifespan short. Never sleeps true. And lifespan short. No. Too cold, sky obstructed. Okay. So we have our common. And we now have our sorceress. Never sleeps, so that's good. And we're going to copy it onto this one actually. Alright, so now we have that one. And we're going to take that never sleeps and also copy it to our fertility 4. And we're going to also copy our lifespan shorter to this one. Okay, so now we have this one here, shorter and never sleeps. Okay, and we're also going to take our short lifespan, copy to this one. And there we go. So our master template is building up nicely, and we're still getting the rest. Okay, so we need an automation upgrade. And we need an open sky and a heater. So we got the heater, so let's see if we have enough. Not there. Okay, so open sky, heater, that's working. So now we can get our automation one. And we can stick that into the last one as well. There we go. So we're moving right along in every direction. So let's see why these two sorceress drones are different. Excuse me. Okay. So nothing there. Tolerant flyers. One's primary yes, the other one's secondary yes. But we don't have tolerant flyer at all. We don't care about the others. So there we go. So our sorceress, we're trying to get the tolerant flyer. The commons, we're just getting a whole bunch of drones, and we're going to stick them over here in our chest. And we'll stick these guys up top so that we know we've done them. Like so. And of course, these two wintry drones are different. Once we get a bit of the sorceress drones pulled out, after we get the tolerant flyer from it, we got the cave dwelling, or not the cave dwelling, excuse me. What did we get? Never sleeps, diurnal. Excuse me. That means it'll work day and night, which is great. And we've got up to sorceress. So we need our mystical and our modest species. Okay then. Let's see. Humidity tolerance up 1. I don't think we need to keep any of these, because we got tolerance both there. Okay. So we'll just toss these guys in to get cleared. And we'll just keep on going. So basically you have the gist of how to do bees and dentistry. Okay. I'll have to remember how to do the fermenter. And then, of course, you have the carpenter. You'll need 3 of them: seed oil, water, and honey. The propolis, regular propolis, like I said, is used to make the apiarist things. Mostly the pipes, colored. You can also make slime balls with pollen clusters. Let's see, bituminous peat, whatever that is. Genetic filter. And species item filter. You can turn it into the creative propolis. You can get sap out of it, which is a good way when you're doing it instead of trying to farm rubber trees for sap. And then, of course, in the thermonic fabricator, you can get all sorts of other things. Basically just changing the colors of the glass, or sand, without having to go through the whole process of smelting the sand into glass first. Okay. That's not what I wanted to put in there. Alright. So let's go ahead and get that out of our inventory. Not daytime. So this one has not gotten the diurnal. So never sleeps, we want to take out the automation. Actually, we want to get the species first, if we can. We've got the modest drones that we can sample. We don't need the sorceress, and we don't need the commons. The commons are just building up a little bit. It is better to try and change a common, or rather, excuse me, a drone into whatever you're trying to get using the igneous or ignoble stocks, because these are basically just throwaways. Okay. Once you have what you need, or if you want a specific one, that's when you take your pristine stock to make sure that you get it. Or if you absolutely have to, if it's your last one, you can use this to get more drones of that type, or whatever the bee produces, namely the honeycombs or an effect. Again, they still have a lifespan of a really long time, but at the same time, you don't necessarily need them in order to, or rather, you don't need them to last forever. You just need them to last long enough to get the species, because then you can always farm any sort of hive and turn any other bee you get into any other bee that you've made already. So no effect, no effect. Slowest flowering, cave dwelling, false. Cave dwelling is probably one of the hardest ones to get that is very, very good to have. Humidity tolerance up. We already have that. So these can all go away. We gotta wait for it to not be nighttime, and then we can put in our never sleeps to that one. Okay. Now generally the mundane combs are pretty great to get, because those can give you the magic wax. Low chance, but it's good to have a nice build-up stock of them, if you can. Okay, didn't get any out of that one. It's okay. Parched combs, just get those going. Totally forgot I could do that. But now it's working again.
Should I bring my phone? Yeah. Make sure it's charged. But did you say we were allowed to? I don't know if she said you weren't or not, but if she says no phones, you can give it to Jared. He can bring it back.
So at this point in time, I got a lot accomplished in this stream, so I am going to worry about taking more experience onto my shuriken to level it up, and that dragon bone knife blade that I made is going to go onto it instead of the paper. I still want to get rid of the copper, but the extra experience for now is nice. It's not a lot, but eventually it's not going to matter. Hopefully, I'll be able to level it up with some nillite. So I'm going to call it here for the stream. I'm going to continue working on the bees and going through the process and getting everything. Take care, Emperor. I'll see you later. Thanks for coming out as always. And I will update to 1.5 and get the Thom quest in here, and I will show you where I've gotten to on all the bees, and maybe even some leveling up of my shuriken to get the paper taken off and the dragon bone put on. I will leave going to the Ender Dragon in the end for the next stream, assuming I am ready for it. So at this point, I'm going to say so long, see you next stream. Bye.